So I've never done this before, but I'm going to cut some metal here and try to make a fender-well lip, since we went ahead and cut the fender-well out on the 52 Ford Gasser. I bent the inner fender-well as close as possible to the outer one, and I just need to make a lip in there. So we'll see what happens. We'll go ahead and cut that piece of metal and do some bending. So I made a little mark going across here. It's about 1 inch. That's going to give me the lip to weld in there, and then I got a 2-inch actual fender well lip, which will be trimmed in certain areas to conform with the inner fender well. So what I'm going to do is just basically heat this up a little bit and bend it in place with a hammer. So basically what I'm doing now is cutting little slots in the 1-inch lip that I made to be able to bend it and conform it to the shape of the fender well. So it isn't perfect yet, but as you can see, it's getting pretty close. Cut a lot of slits in the curves in the 1-inch section, and cut some slits down here since this has a little bend going out on the fender well. So I have to relief that part right there to give it some like a more of a pie shape, so it doesn't fold over, so I can bend this top part back into position. But yeah, let's see what we got here. Like I said, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close, and I'll be able to push that in as I tack around it, and yeah, so we'll have a fender well lip. It ain't pretty yet, but it's getting there. So I'm not sure exactly what the rules are for the inner fender well lip when you alter the opening. If I remember, I read right, it needed to have some sort of at least a 1/2 inch of material or something like that. But anyway, the reason I did it like this, we don't have any sort of metal bender here, so I couldn't form this piece of metal. That's why I had to cut all those slits. And plus, we already had this, I believe it's 22 gauge. Commercial door metal. And what's good about the way I did this with the angle on it is, even though this is only welded to the outer edge, it is extremely stiff. There's no movement at all. I can't bend this at all, and then when I push on the fender, there's no movement at all. And like I said, it's only welded to the outer edge of it. It's not welded to the inner fender well, and there is no movement whatsoever. So that basically reinforced this whole fender, so it's not going to be wiggling around and stuff, because obviously we're gonna have to do some body work here. Down here there's some holes, old patch panel right here, so you know that'll be good when there's the fiberglass or whatever on here, that it won't be, hopefully won't crack very easily, because this fender well won't be wiggling around and deforming while it's going down the road. But yeah, no movement at all. All right, thanks for watching.